Thank you so much. That's entitled Pearl. It's written for my mom. I wrote that a number of years ago on one of my albums, which I don't know which one, because there's too many, but that's a good thing. And I've been doing it for a long time, as many of you know, and just like you guys have been doing your thing. And some of you not so long, but some of you pretty long. And this band I have up here, probably if we added up their ages, then me and the three of them would be about equal. So they're on the younger side, but they're all amazing guys and from all over the world. So from Georgia, Tbilisi, Georgia, on the other side of the world here, a gentleman who went to college in Tbilisi when he was 16, and then he went to did you go to the Manhattan School of Music first? Or Berkeley. Then he went to Berkeley College of Music in Boston. Then he went to the Manhattan School of Music. He really liked school, so he's got his undergrad, he got his master's, he got his doctorate, and now he teaches at Berkeley. And then I have to call up the school. Can Georgi come out and play with me? Give your love for Georgi. And then this gentleman is from the north of Brazil, right? And we met a few years ago and only got to really tour together and play together more the last couple of years. And Ritenour is born in Brazil, but he spent time in France, in Paris, Florida, Los Angeles, New York, and I don't think you've lived in, you haven't lived here, but one of these days, yeah. And he is married to a Cuban girl, and it's just he sings in all these languages, and he plays in all these languages, and just a fantastic guy. Ritenour Hossein on bass. And then many years ago, he hates when I tell this story, but I'm going to tell the story. So, the drummer's my son, right, Wes? And so when he was 5 years old, his mom and I asked him if he wanted to play a musical instrument, because he was very interested in music, you know, and there was music all over the house all the time, and musicians were coming over to rehearse and record with me, and so there was always music. And so I said one day to Wes, and just him and I were in the room, and I said, "Hey man, you want to start taking up an instrument?" He said, yeah. And I said, "What do you think you want to play?" And he said, I said, "You want to play piano?" He said, "No." I said, "You want to play saxophone? You want to play guitar?" And he said, "No, why would I want to play guitar? You play guitar." And I said, "What do you want to play?" He said, "The drums." The drums. I said, "The drums, okay." I went into the other room and told his mom he wants to play the drums. She said, "Great, what's wrong with that?" She said, "Well, you don't know that drummers and trumpet players are the craziest guys on the planet." But he's not so crazy, but he's great. And he's got his own band in LA, and he does all sorts of stuff. And give you a warm welcome to Wesley Ritenour. And of course, he was named after my guitar hero, Wes Montgomery. So it's all in the family. As a matter of fact, let's do that tune, Westbound.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ritenour, we have so many tunes, and there's so many. So for years and years, I had this album called Westbound that was dedicated to Wes Montgomery, and in '93, and it was a very popular album for me, and we toured on it for years, and Wes played the tune with me tons of times, and too much, you know, to the point where he said, "Dad, I think you've played Westbound enough. Maybe we better pick another song." And so I said, "Okay," but then Ritenour hadn't played Westbound, and we decided to fire it up again. So we were just showing him the chords recently, right? Backstage. That's the way we roll. He's used to that. Show me the chords, let's play. Anyway, last story about Westbound, I've told it before, probably even here. When I was 12 years old, my dad used to take me to a very famous jazz club in Los Angeles called the Lighthouse. And it was in Hermosa Beach, at the beach, and everybody played there, Bill Evans and Wes Montgomery, of course, Freddie Hubbard. I think Miles Davis even played at this club. Everybody played there at one time or another. And Dave Brubeck. And so my dad would take me down there to hear Wes Montgomery. And it was a kind of a cigar-shaped club. In those days, the kids could sit at the bar. And so it had high stools, so that was the best seat to see the band stand and see the guitar. And so I was 12 years old and watching Wes Montgomery. And years later, now we go to this album, Westbound, and we do an event at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles, a very big outdoor theater, right? And there was many guitar players paying tribute to Wes. And the two daughters of Wes Montgomery were there, and they came up to me during the sound check, and they said, "Mr. Ritenour, we just want to thank you for doing that album for our dad." And he had passed away a long time ago, and I said, no, it's my honor. And I said, when we were younger, and my dad played at the Lighthouse, he would talk about you coming to the Lighthouse. I said, no, I was 12 years old. He didn't know me. He said, well, yeah, but you were kind of famous there because you would be there every time he was there, and you were the only 12-year-old sitting at the bar. Now here's Westbound.